Hello, hi, welcome back to JavaScript series. This series purely for the automation engineers. So today's topic is functions. Functions in JavaScript they will call as a functions, or in other programming like Java they will call methods. So functions, why we will use, what is the use, why we will use in the automation. So we need to understand the basic concept. So quickly I will go to the JavaScript editor. So whenever you want to go to the JavaScript editor, just click the tab and Google and type it JavaScript compiler. So you can go to the JavaScript compiler. So once the JavaScript compiler is open, by default they'll display some set of commands here. Uh, so this is the comment I just want to remove. Today I'm going to talk about the functions. Functions or methods. So why we will use functions, we have to understand. See, for example, I have a console and I'm just writing welcome welcome to JavaScript functions. So this is the first statement. I want to execute this. Sorry. So whenever you execute, it is displaying here whatever you give inside the console. For example, you want to give here another command, and if you add this, it will display another command. So for example, you want to give a set of command. For example, student name. Okay, assume that student information, student academic and academic info. In student academic info, we'll give the name, we'll give the age, we'll give the marks in first semester. So like this, there is a set of commands here. Now I want to write student personal information. Assume that I want to display the student personal information. Personal info. Here again I want to write here I want to write the student student address, okay, and father name, like this. So there are two set of blocks of code here. One is set of block here, student academic info, and student personal info. So there are two set of blocks here. This is one block, this is another block. But all the block of code is there inside a single file or single block. Whenever you want to execute, it will execute in there. it will execute in there. It will execute all the code. So I don't want like this. I want whenever I want the student information, it should display the student information. Whenever I want the student academic information. If I call the student personal information, it displays the student personal. Like that I want the block of code, a set of code. So then we'll go for the functions. The syntax of the function, I'll go here. We go here. So I'll just write it here. The function is, first you need to give the function keyword and assume that you want to display the student student uh, academic 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 info. Here whenever you want to create a function, you need to give the function name. This is the function keyword you need to give. When you are not using classes, you have to give the function keyword and any name of your function. Any name. It's just a name for your function or method name. So inside this, what you want, whatever the block of code you want to write, you can give it. For example, I give here. So here, what I am giving, I am giving a block of code, like some set of statement. So you need to give function keyword and function name, and you need to give the two brackets here. Don't give space here. You should not give space here. Don't give space. And once you close these two brackets, you need to give the flower bracket opening and closing. These two brackets you need to give. Inside this, you can give a set of commands, set of statements, whatever you want. So this is how you can define a function. After you define, whenever you want to run this program, nothing is displaying because you need to call this function as well. How to call? After this function, you just call this. This is nothing but a calling a state, calling a function, calling a function. This is defining a function. Whenever you call the function, then only it will display the it will execute the data, or it will execute the statement inside the function. See, now when I call this function, it is displayed. Now I called, I defined one function, student academic info, and it displaying the data. Similarly, I want to create another function, student personal info. Here I want to I want to put the student personal info. Now I have update. Same thing you need to do. Only the difference between this and this is, here student academic info, here student personal info. This is the name of the function. This is called the name of the function. Now two block of code is there. One is student academic info, another is personal info. Now I want to call only the student academic info. When I call this, so it is displaying the student academic info. There are two blocks of code. One is student academic info, another is student personal info. But which code is executing? Only the student information function it is calling, because I'm calling only this function. So whenever you call whichever function you call, only that code it will execute. The block of code which is inside that code it will execute. For example, now I don't want I want to call both. Now I want to call the both. First display the student academic info. It displays the student academic info. We want to differentiate it console.log. So first it displayed the student academic info, then it displayed the personal info. Now I don't want academic info. I want to call only the personal info. So it is displaying the only student personal info, because I called only the student personal info function. So like this, you can declare number of functions, whichever function you want to call or method you want to call, you can call it, and you can give any name. See here, you can give here student academic AC. Just you want to put here, you want to put student personal. So whatever name you given, that you need to call. For example, I have changed the name here, so you need to give that one. So I called only the student personal, just PER I put. So same thing you need to give. You need to give the two brackets here. So this is called definition, function definition, and this is called calling function. And these functions are user defined functions. These are called user defined function. User means the developer or tester who had created this. This is called user defined function. User defined function. So like this, you can create the functions. Any number of functions you can create, and you can call with whichever required. So the advantage of functions are, it will give the modularity. First thing is different modules. It will give the modularity. Modularity means one set of module, one set some set of commands, and it's a one module. Another set of commands and is another module. That is nothing but a modularity. Modularity means dividing your code into modules. For example, there is a big house. In the house, if you don't create a rooms inside a house, it will be a big hall, and there won't be any privacy. Like for example, you want one kitchen room, one bedroom, another small bedroom, master bedroom, like this. You want to create separate bedrooms in a hall. That will, it will give the privacy for the people who are living in that. Because if you keep it big hall, it won't give any modularity, it won't give privacy, and it will disturb to all the people. So like this, here also, this is the complete one file, and you want to divide the code into modules. So like this you can do. So same thing, I want to write this code inside a VS Code. Actually, whenever you practice, you need to install the VS Code in your machine, and you need to practice. So just for convenient, I'm executing the code in the JavaScript online compiler. So now I'll create one. So you need to select this one, click this, and user function .js. So I'll put this code here. Same code I put here. There is no difference. The only difference here is you are running in the VS Code. There we are running on the online compiler. So here how we need to call? Same thing, Node.js, node, node, root. So once you give, see how we can run is just type in node and give the first two letters of your file and click tab key. Automatically it will take the complete file. We need to save this, and now you run this. It will give the same output whatever is given. So I call only the student personal method, this function. So it is giving that information. Same thing you can execute both in the compiler, online compiler, and the VS Code. The people who did not install, who have some problem with your machine, some old machines or laptop you have, it's not possible to install the Node.js and VS Code. Those people, they can practice in the online compiler. So this is the basics of the functions. So if you see the definition of function, functions are reusable block of code. Block means set of commands. Reusable. How we can reuse? For example, how we can reuse means, for example, I call this student per. Again, when I call the first time, it displaying information. I want to call again one more time. Just copy this and paste it down. Again, it will display that information. So two times is displayed. I'll put this line so that you can understand clearly. So now, first time it display the same code slash, another time it display the same information. Like this, you can call multiple times. That is what it's saying. Reusable means anybody can use. I can use same code. Another developer also can use the same code. Any number of people can use the same code. Write one time, you written one time here, and you can execute multiple times. Any number of people, so many people can call the same function. That is the advantage of functions. Functions are reusable block of code. Another essential concept, coding functions, which allow you to store piece of code that does single task inside defined block. What it's saying is, functions is nothing but a store piece of code, means set of commands does contain a single unit. It's a single unit. Single unit means it, this set of codes, each set of code is inside this block. It's nothing but a single unit. That is what it's saying here. Where you can use all those things depend upon your automation um, requirement. So generally we will use um, for example, on automation, how we will use in automation is, for example, I'll just give one example here. You want to um, in automation we use to click the fill. For example, you want to, if you go to the playwright, there you have a page dot locator dot fill. So you can pass the parameter. So that how, what is parameter, I'll tell you, then I will explain this. So now, okay, now I'll tell about what is parameter. Now this is the student info. Assume that student info function. Okay. So here student information displaying here. It is not displaying in the name. So I want to pass the name. For example, name, age, and I want to pass the semester 1 marks. Whenever you give the argument, this is called arguments. A function with arguments, this is called arguments. Arguments are parameters. They will call arguments or parameter. You can say function with parameter or arguments. So here this is called parameters or arguments. So now you have defined, you declare one function student info, and you given some parameter name, age, first semester mark. So these are the parameter. Whenever you use the parameter, that parameter you can use inside the function. For example, you can use it here. Just put comma and paste it here. Age dot 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 comma age dot 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 marks. Now, what are the arguments are given here? The argument 1, 2, 3. So that argument I am using inside the function. So now I have three arguments: name, age, and marks. So now I have to pass that values here. While calling, you need to pass. How we, for example, name. Name is, I can use Sachin. Okay. Any name you can give in the quotes. Whenever you give a string, that you have to give inside a quotes. Comma, age, Ajin 21. So you have to give, you can give like this: age, comma, marks. Total marks is something 550. Okay, that also you can give it without quotes, because integer values no need to give in the quotes. So what we'll do is here, what are the first parameters Sachin, it will assign to this variable. 21 will be assigned to age. 550 marks, it will assign to this variable arguments. These are called arguments. Arguments are parameter. They'll call arguments are parameter. This name, age, marks are the parameters. Parameters. So now I will execute this. Acha, name change, right? I change the name of the function. So if you see here, it displays the student academic info, whatever you're given in the course. After that, it giving the name, and whatever the name value we pass Sachin, displaying Sachin. Age, what are the course is there, it display like this, and parameter name. What is the parameter having some value? Whatever the value I pass here 21, it is having this. And student marks, I just passed 550, it will assign to this, that value display here. So like this you can display, you can pass the parameter value while calling the function. For example, this is the student one. I want to call another student. Okay, another student is John. Okay, age is 22 and marks is 570. Now when I call this, it displaying two information. First information, whatever we pass from here, it taking and printing here. And second information is I called the same function with a different parameter value. Here I am giving John. So John is displayed here. Okay. 22 age I given here. 22 is displaying. 570 it displaying 570. Like this function I created once, but I am using multiple times. That is nothing but a reusable. The word reusable is nothing but that is the meaning of the reusable. This reusable block. Functions are reusable blocks. The same function I can call many number of times, any number of times. So for example, I'll give another time. So I'll give Yusuf. Okay, I can give 25. I can give 25 here and 560. Now it will display the three times now. First, search in information, this function. Another time, John. Here it displayed John. Again, I told Yusuf, so it displaying Yusuf. So in the number of times you call the function, those many those many times that piece of code it will execute. So this is called function with an argument or parameters. In JavaScript they'll call as a parameters. These parameters. In Java they'll call arguments. I'll copy this code, and I'll create another function. So whenever you want to create the function, click this first down, and here first this one, click this block, user function with param dot js. So same piece of code I written here. So functions, I declare one function with parameters, name, age, some semester marks, any variable you can give. You have to give the variable name which is meaningful. Okay, so that the other person can understand. Now first time I will call the first time. So when I call this, and how to run this, put node, and what is the file name, function, yes, function w, just I put with, no, I did not put the with, function with param, function w param. So this is the file name. Just run this, it will displaying the same data what it was displaying there. Sachin, because I given the Sachin as a name, 21 as a age, 550 marks. Again, I want to call two more times. See, if you see here, first display the first I need to clear this. Now if you see, first display the Sachin information, next it displays the John, now it displays the Yusuf, and give the spelling name Yusuf. F. So before running, you just put clear, enter. Now the console is clear. Now you run this. So all the three functions I call, right? So 3 times displayed here. First time Sachin information, second is John information, third is Yusuf information. So like this you can you can create the function with parameter, and you can call any number of times. So based on your data, for example, I can call again one more time here, Raju, okay, 23 age and 590. Now what I did, again I called another time, and you need to pass how many are parameters is there. Name is 1, age is 2, S1 marks is 3. 3 parameters are there. You need to pass the 3 parameters. If there are 4, you need to pass the 4 parameters. Now I'm running again. So if you see here, first time Sachin, John, Yusuf and Raju. 4 times you're calling. Why it is displaying 4 times means we have called 4 times here. So like this you can declare the function with arguments or parameters, and you can use that parameter inside the function or method, and you can call it. Like this you can create the function and you can call the function. This is very important. See, if you are creating a function without a class, I'm not using a class here, then you need to give function. If you declare any define a class function inside a class, you no need to give function keyword in the class. That I will take you in the next class. So if you are not using any classes, oops concept, when you are defining the method or function, you need to give the function keyword. Like this, in today's topic, what I covered is how to define function without parameter, how to call function, and how to define function with parameter, and how to call function with parameter, and how to reuse the function any number of times. You are reusing the function many number of times. So like this you can work on the functions, and functions are very important topic. When you work in the project, you are going to define the functions, and you'll be calling those functions in your project. So functions are very important topic, you have to understand. So most of the people do the mistake, they'll put the starting bracket, they'll forget to close the bracket. Whenever you open any flower bracket, you should close this. Some people what they'll do, they'll write a function inside another function like that. Function ABC. No, you should not do like this. This is wrong. When you want another function, copy this and create outside of that block. The beginners generally do this type of issue, this type of problem, this type of mistake. So whenever you open the flower bracket, immediately close the bracket. Okay, and some people they'll give like this: student space info. No, the function name should be single word. Some people they like this: without after function name function keyword they won't give space. No, you have to give the space here, because function is a keyword, student info is a function name, that's a user defined. Some people what they'll do, they'll forget to give the comma here. Age, name and age. No, you have to give comma. Just give space also like this. You have to give like this. When you give the arguments, the argument should be single name, single word, and it should be comma once you complete the argument. And second argument you give and comma, and third argument like this. So you have, if you are fresher, you are just starting the JavaScript, be careful. Do not write a single word. You have to give space here. After this function, you give space and function name, and immediately give the bracket. Give some space. You can give this space, and one argument or parameter should be a single word. You should not give like this: name of student. No, you should not give. It will become three parameters. So you have to give, if you want to give like this, name of student. You want to give the argument name like this, you have to give single word here. Age also should be single word. Semester marks also should be single word. Like this, you have to define the function and you need to call. So these are the some of the precautionary steps I told. The people who are freshers are new to JavaScript or new to programming language, they'll do their mistake. So just take care. This is all about today's video. I thought of taking session on how to declare function, define function, calling function with parameter, everything. So hope you understood. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Please subscribe my channel and share to your friends. And JavaScript is nowadays JavaScript, there's a lot of demand for automation engineers. So Playwright, you can use other programming languages also, other frameworks also. Playwright is one of the new automation tool. I have uploaded the videos. So before starting the Playwright, you should know the JavaScript. So Playwright can be work with the JavaScript, or you can work with Java, but better to work with JavaScript because there is a huge demand for the JavaScript with Playwright. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.